Well, she strummed us into the break, and it's an absolute pleasure to have in studio Suzanna Owíyo, an amazing musician. She's also a UNEP Goodwill Ambassador, doing incredible things. And Suzanna, we were involved in a campaign for Congestina, our boxing champion, when she was having problems. You're the kind of person that always gets into the thick of things and tries to do something. Now, it's a Soko Bila waste initiative that you are launching. You've actually launched it. You've done something before. You're doing more this week. Tell us, what is Soko Bila waste?
Basically, it's an initiative on food waste reduction and aimed at sensitizing the public on proper use of, proper utilization of food. And just looking at how things are now, when I touch on food, you know, I would say as a woman, it's dear to my heart because I manage my own kitchen. So when UNEP was launching the global campaign on food waste reduction, that was in 2013, I thought of localizing it and owning it. I wanted to bring it home to people to understand, you know. And one of the activities I did in 2013 was to reach out to markets just to find out if there are any causes, what causes the wastage in the market. And trust me, the results, I mean, what I found out was really, there's a problem. One of it is there's a lot of organic waste, you know, that even the vendors themselves in the market, they don't know what to do, you know. And part of the things they were saying is to, if there can be like a storage facility, because some of their produce go bad after a day or two, you know. So I felt this was an issue, and I wanted to find out a way how I can reach out to the public, you know, and tell them, hey, look here, there's a problem. How can you get involved? I'm doing it in my own way. I mean, I've started doing it, and what is somebody doing at home, for example?
So we'll talk more about specifics on what people can do, but just to point out that food waste is a huge issue globally. It's not just here in Kenya, but in Africa and in Kenya it's more tragic because of the food insecurity issues that we face, that someone is going hungry somewhere while we're throwing away and wasting food. In terms of what interventions can be made to make a real difference in the marketplace and in the home, Suzanna, take us through those. I
think one of the things I'm trying to do is to see how I can be as a link, serve as a link to channel the supply, I mean the food from the supplier, for example, to the end user. Because somebody somewhere need that food. And one of the main things that contribute to the wastage is our habits, you know, our habits. How do we, I mean, when it comes to shopping, when it comes to our eating habits, I mean, when you go to the supermarket, Julie, you always look for standards, you know?
So the best carrot, yes.
Deformed tomatoes, you don't want to touch it.
We don't pick them.
You know, and or deformed potatoes, name it. But I'm like, so when you reject that, who will...
Where does it go?
Where does it go? And so I got to talk to one of the supermarkets, and they told me that when they have rejects, for example, rejected produce, they normally take it back to their headquarters, you know, somewhere, and then they have some hawkers come collect, and then they sell them again. At least, I mean, that's something, that's quite possible.
So they're trying not to waste it.
They're trying not to waste. But I think there's so much that we can learn, because my main aim is to see how I can also involve the players in the food industry, for example. See how we can come up with different, I mean, innovative approaches in terms of managing food. If it's storage facilities, I mean, you know, what can we do?
Including different pricing, because if you have a carrot that has a small bruise, but it's value and packaged cheaper, I might be likely to pick that pack. But just thinking of solutions within the home at individual level, we said to our viewers as we started, all of us can play a role. How can somebody sitting at home right now watching be a part of Soko Bila waste, or be a part of ensuring they're not wasting in their homes?
In our homes, actually I direct this to women out there. I mean, mostly because they are more into the kitchen, I would say. And just simple, I mean, how do they how do they use leftovers, or they trash the leftovers, you know? Do you use leftovers to make another meal for the next day, because you can still use it for the next day. Some of us, when you're done with your food, you don't want to have it anymore. And even not even homes. I mean, even when you go to restaurants, when you have this, you're serving buffet, you find guys just serving, my dear,
too much.
Too much. You mix ice cream, you mix everything. You know, like, you know. Then I'm looking. You look at the person, you're like, why don't you just serve what you can eat,
right.
You know? And even water, simple. Julie, I'll serve a glass of water here, and then I leave half of it. I don't finish. Why? If I'm not able to finish a glass of water, why not just pour enough that I can manage?
Right.
So I think it's more to do with our habits.
It's self-discipline.
Yes.
It's being disciplined. And I think for many people who live on farms, I always find that people, when you've grown up on a farm, you really utilize every single piece. The banana peel that people often throw away goes back to the cow feed, you know, and it's maybe about realigning the way we think. In terms of your activities this week, what are you doing this week? And can we challenge you, Suzanna, for those who want to know more about, you know, disciplining ourselves, can you start something maybe online, or an informational campaign that tells us what we should and should not do?
Yeah, actually, I'm running an online campaign now as we speak.
Excellent.
And part of it, I have a basket as a symbol of, you know, when you see a basket, for example.
Yes.
It's in African culture, it's a symbol of food. So I'm just saying, every little thing in that basket counts. You know, whatever food that it's in that basket counts. So my main aim is to see how I can help reach out to as many people as possible. One of the things we are doing, we'll get to give out information through our Twitter account. We have Soko Bila Waste Twitter account. We are on Instagram. We are on.
It's at Soko Bila Waste.
Soko Bila Waste. So they can follow us on that to get more tips as we go, because the campaign is not ending on the 5th, which is Friday, the World Environment Day. But after that, we have there's a major activity coming up in October, where the world will be celebrating the International Food Day, you know. So, and I also plan, as much as we're celebrating the food, we also need to learn, I mean, educate people or sensitize the public.
So it's ongoing.
Yes.
So what are we doing with the shondo, which is, we're told, we have to remember it's about every piece of food in there counts. What are we doing with it? How do we take part in the
initiative? Actually, the online campaign is ongoing, and basically I'm reaching out to friends, reaching out to personalities. I met the CS Judy Wahungu this morning, and who endorsed the basket, and she told me it's a lovely initiative, and she would really want to be part of it. And you know, I say change starts with me. Yes. If there's an issue, there's a problem, I don't have to wait for somebody to do it. In my own small way, I can start something, and so far it's so good. And I've reached out to many friends, and they want to get involved. I know the public. People have been asking questions, how can they get involved, you know? So basically, let them just follow us on Twitter at Soko Bila Waste, and we'll give more information. Okay, Suzanne's not leaving us, by the way. She's staying with us because she's going to strum a song. Maybe you can share your thoughts on your favorite Suzanna Owíyo song. I need you to carry the basket on. Oh, do I need to carry the basket? Okay, what do we do? Tell me what we do. It's simple. Okay. Just holding as a sign
African
of
style?
Yeah. I don't know if you did carry a basket when you were young, Julie. Here we go. Hold it so well. Here we go. There we go. There we go. And just remembering. Is anyone taking a picture? Yes, they are taking. I think the camera's on me, and remembering that this contains food very often, and everything in here counts. We need to use it, not waste it. Yes. And if we don't need it, don't buy it. Don't buy too much. Thank you. We're taking a break. Susanna's coming back to sing for us. Send us your favorite song, and maybe she'll sing that as we end the show. So stay with Sunday Live. Much more on the way. Thank you. Thank you. Amazing.